We would like to invite Mr. Tony Low, Lead for AiSP Cybersecurity Awareness and Advisory Program, on stage for his sharing. Tony, please.
Hi, good morning. Very good morning for everyone in the hall and as well as in Zoom as well. This is the first event of the year, and this is my personal first hybrid event to kick off with such a large, in today's context, this is a very large audience. Yeah. A bit of myself, right? So my name is Tony. I'm part of the AiSP Exco, leading CAP, Cybersecurity Awareness and Advisory Program. And SME Conference is one of the key events that we run to support our community. So what is CAP here? In CAP, we target SMEs to drive digital awareness. So as part of digital awareness, they need to understand the security landscape awareness, and that's where we come in. So as Wendell Fong mentioned, SMEs and enterprise, they are the same because they are operating in the same business landscape, they are exposed to the same risk. Hence, but the thing is, SMEs has this problem about lack of resources, lack of capabilities, and lack of funding sometimes. Resources, I mean, sometimes SMEs, they might be able to invest, but the ability for them to harness resources from the enterprise is difficult because of the branding, and professionals tend to want to akin themselves to more branded companies, right? So sometimes you left the SMEs stranded on the wrong side of the spectrum. So where we come in is to really provide some form of advisory. I mean, not so much of a day-to-day advisory, but we create awareness program. We run awareness. We invite speakers like today to share with the SMEs that what's available out there. Keep them informed, keep them in stride. What's happening? As we all know that the security landscape is as vibrant as the COVID landscape. Every day is different. The numbers change, as the attack surfaces increases, the variety of attacks also increases. Like day to day, we also get spams, right? The spams from SMS is so creative. Imagine what happens with professionals who have skilled cybersecurity knowledge and try to penetrate. SMEs themselves might not be able to handle that kind of so-called adversary. But what we're trying to do here from CAP through some of these conferences like SME conference itself is to bring awareness. At the same time, gather information where bite-sized information, knowledge that can be shared through this platform. Platform means CAP. So Johnny mentioned how we started 2008. There was a big hoo-ha, right? So this is where we kind of internally look at it and say, why not we also come in and set up CAP to run some of this awareness program. But it's not just about awareness, right? So we kind of put it maybe not holistic, but in a way where SME business owner can come in and understand and try and see what they can do in terms of, so we started with, if you look at it, our awareness program is, on the left-hand side is how we kind of charted a basic standard journey. First, you need to understand as a business owner. So we also understand SMEs sizes vary from a one-man shop to a 500 people enterprises. So we kind of started with, if you are like just starting out, not sure what you need to do, understand what's the landscape, we have fundamentals, because this is where you start to appreciate. Before you can even implement, you need to appreciate what's happening, what you need to do. And so after that, after awareness program, like certain webinars that run, we kind of put together, and then within CAP, we have in AiSP, we have a book of knowledge that's kind of an encyclopedia. So what we have done as part of CAP is we condensed that encyclopedia into a need to know high level, because that will be a trigger point, a starting point for SME owners to kind of start thinking and researching themselves, which are the areas that they feel that they are actually more vulnerable. Things like, as part of a digitization, today we talk about digital. The moment you go digital, regardless, it's not just putting a website, even using Office 365 itself, there's a risk involved. How are you going to protect your data, your files and everything properly through proper password management? All this, you can get it in some form of shape in introductory format within the CAP BOK, Book of Knowledge. And at the same time, we have our dear sponsors today. They are our partners who will come in and bring solutions that's applicable. As I mentioned, SMEs themselves will also require some form of protection as what the enterprises require. But the thing is, the tools that they need might be a bit different. The packages and the size of the adoption will be also different as well. So with our partners, we are also trying to bring some of this more tailored, palatable solutions that SMEs can take up for a start. And that's where we have this self-sustaining support ecosystem, along with trying to bring internal stakeholders from AiSP, as well as CAP, your enterprise toolkit, your cyber-safe toolkit, which is actually going to be also the starting point for SMEs to use to start off their journey. And if you look at it, we do, so basically, from our awareness program, we have this structure of security awareness training. So we can also start to look at what are the trainings that's available. We also work with training providers. From a security awareness resources, as Johnny mentioned today, we also have an honor to launch SME Safer Portal to kind of collate those information. And last but not least, it's also helping SMEs to kind of harness and go around what are the available programs in cybersecurity that they can actually get funding. As I mentioned earlier, resources is lacking and tight in the sense. How can we help them to tap into those resources to start their program? Could be things like just a standard getting tools, which is actually pre-discount, or even some of the fundings and grants that they can actually reach out to. How and all this, we'll be just sharing and get them aware of this. They might not be aware of this in the first place, right? So this is what the aim is about. But as we want to kind of, as part of the awareness, we want to look at it from an advisory. Advisory is actually pushing out learning programs, and this is actually where we want to make a bigger impact. Creating, using our book of knowledge, setting up an e-learning program where it's available online anytime for business owners to use it, or even getting their staff to sign up. The reason why this program is structured in these 6 modules is actually the same thing that we collate the encyclopedia we have within the AiSP in terms of book of knowledge and condense it into these 6 modules, because we think that these are the key fundamental areas of knowledge that SME owners need to be aware of, and they also need to start creating that awareness within the enterprise. So having an e-learning program for them and for their staff, or for their employees to go in and start using, it will create that holistic awareness throughout the enterprise, because it's not just, as we know, cybersecurity is not a single party ownership. It has to be collective, because the strongest link is at the weakest link within the enterprise, right? So, and hopefully through this e-learning program, we will kind of allow the SMEs themselves to scale in terms of awareness